So, Alhamdulillah, all praises are for Allah. Once again, we have found ourselves in the month of Ramadan. And being in the month of Ramadan, it is extremely important that you use the opportunity to analyze your life. Bring your life under the microscope, so to speak. Try your best to look at your life from different angles, or as they say, from different perspectives. And in many instances, if you are able to look at your life, if you are able to take a step back and examine your life from different angles, from different perspectives, you are able to then see clearer, and the way forward seems a lot easier for you in the month of Ramadan and outside of the month of Ramadan as well. And I wanted to use the example of an image. When you look at an image in front of you, there are two things that can affect the way that you see that image. There are two things that will make the image appear differently in your eyes. Number one is, of course, the image itself. If the image changes somewhat from time to time, or a different feature is added or even subtracted, our eyes will see a different image. The second thing that will affect the image is the angle from which we see the image. If we stand to the right, we may see a different side of the image. If we stand to the left again, we may see a different side of the image. If we stand in front or behind, we would get a different experience, or a different perspective of the image will appear in our minds. And this is precisely what is called perspective. It is what is known as perspective. If you take a tree, for example, that tree goes through a variety of changes as the seasons progress throughout the course of the year. So the image itself is changing. So whenever you look at the tree, you may not actually see the same image all the time. Sometimes they are fruits, sometimes they are not. Sometimes they are leaves, sometimes they are not. And again, if you were to change the angle of which you view that image, if you were to walk towards the right, you will see a different side of the tree. If you were to walk towards the left or the front or the back, you would see different sides or different perspectives of the tree. Similarly, in life, especially in the month of Ramadan, it is important to re-evaluate ever so often the way you see your life and the direction that you are headed in. We are reminded of that verse, and we hear that verse so many times being repeated again and again, that the month of Ramadan is here for you to be able to awaken within you God consciousness. So as you go through life, the road ahead, the image in front of you will change considerably, because literally every single day we go through changes in our lives. And even though the road ahead may change, it is important that you never lose sight and you never lose focus of your destination. And that is something that you should practice in the month of Ramadan, so it becomes easier outside of the month of Ramadan. Once you remain focused on where you want to be in life, from every angle, from every perspective, even though you may have to travel many different roads, even though you may have to travel many different pathways to get there, once you are grounded in your spirituality, you will never ever become lost. And that is something you must appreciate and you must understand in the month of Ramadan. Secondly, sometimes in life, it is absolutely imperative that occasionally you simply take a step back and you re-evaluate the angle from which you view your life. Just slow down for a little while and try looking at things from a different angle or different perspective. Sometimes looking at things from a different angle helps you to see the road ahead in a clearer light. And when you change the way you see things, you view things from a different direction, all of a sudden you see something different that was literally right there in front of you all of the time that you were not seeing before. And then through the grace of Almighty Allah, the pathway ahead becomes so much easier. And all of the solutions all of a sudden seems to unravel right before your very eyes. And you wonder, how on God's green earth didn't I see that before? It was literally staring me in the face all along. So this morning, I want you to understand that particular message. Take a step back. Reevaluate your life during the course of the month of Ramadan. This is an opportunity to slow down. It is an opportunity to take a step back, and it is an opportunity to bring your life under the microscope. So this morning, I want to share with you 10 perspectives on life you should consider during this holy month of Ramadan. Number 1, in Ramadan, and of course in life as well, excellence is not being the best. Rather, excellence is being able to do your best. So every single day, get up, show up, and never ever give up. Take advantage of your limitless potential by setting out specific and ambitious goals, and go out there and make sure that you achieve them. Don't second guess yourself. Don't allow your mind or even the devil to convince you that you are not worth it, that you don't have it within you. Rest assured that you do have it within you. And all it takes is for you to make that first step. Number 2, Ramadan is a journey. It is not a destination. And if you keep postponing your eagerness and you keep postponing your determination to live a better life, personal fulfillment will forever stay a dream. Spiritual fulfillment will forever stay a dream. Throughout the course of the journey, whether it is the journey of the month of Ramadan or the journey of life itself, every single step you take, every decision you make, and every small thing that happens to you, it brings you closer to your destiny. So ensure that whatever you are doing, it is done correctly. The decisions that you are making are the correct ones, and every small thing adds up to larger things in life. Number 3, Ramadan is about finding yourself. Ramadan is about creating yourself, building yourself again and again. And sometimes what we need to do is to just stop going through the motions and start pursuing more satisfying routes instead. Ensure that whatever you do, it is done with a substantial core. Remember, a degree in life wouldn't make you a better or smarter person. Just like a normal and safe job wouldn't make you an honest and hard-working individual. You have to actually put in the effort. Start looking for what is important to you in life and simply do it more. Like they say, shine in your own way. Everyone's path is different from yours, and don't compare your path to another person. Don't compare your journey to another person's journey. Number 4, don't look back. You're not going that way. You're not headed back. You're headed forward. During the course of the month of Ramadan, of course it's okay. It's quite okay to analyze what has gone by, but it should not be that your future is determined by your past. And you know what's beautiful about life? What's the beautiful thing about life? It's the fact that every single day we have a decision to make. Every single day we can choose to learn new things. We can choose to improve our health. We can choose to hang out with more positive and supportive people. In the month of Ramadan, we can literally choose to focus on our spirituality. And focusing your mind on the future is no easy task. As a matter of fact, we dwell on our past so much, unfortunately, sometimes, that we literally blindfold ourselves when real opportunities to improve and to move forward show up. So therefore, learn to embrace the present. We are currently in the month of Ramadan for the year 2025, and embrace the fact that this is an opportunity given to you to better yourself as an individual, to become a better version of you. Number 5, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react. I want you to remember that statement. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react to those things. So the difference between being proactive and reactive is the difference between being successful and unsuccessful. Number 6 is not the length of life, but rather it is all about the depth of life. And in the month of Ramadan, it is not about how much you can do. Of course, we strive for quantity, but you should also, in everything that you do, strive for quality in what you do. We are all dying, but very few of us are truly living. Life is too short to get caught up in complaints and dissatisfaction about your current condition, your current situation. Life is too short to simply go through the motions. The month of Ramadan is just here for 29 or 30 days. We don't have time to complain. We don't have time to express dissatisfaction. We don't have time to go through the motions. Just keep moving forward in a positive manner. Number 7, very little is needed to make a happy life. Remember that. To be happy resides within you and in your way of thinking. Be optimistic. See the glass half full instead of half empty. And in this month of Ramadan, count your blessings. Number 8, remember that you only live once. But if you do it right, once is enough. This month of Ramadan, we don't know if you will get another opportunity. So one shot is all it takes. One shot, that's all you get in life. One shot at making your dreams come true. There are no reset buttons, no respawn, so to speak. And since you don't know how long you're going to live, you might as well make most out of each and every single day that you have in this life, in the month of Ramadan, and also during the course of your life at large. Number 9, success is how high you bounce when you hit rock bottom. Sooner or later it will happen. That's just the way life is. And as you go through the month of Ramadan, sooner or later you will experience some challenges. That's all part and parcel of the month of Ramadan. But that does not mean that you should stop. Being able to get up after being knocked down shows that you have built the quality of resilience which is needed in the month of Ramadan and outside of the month of Ramadan as well. And finally, number 10, believe you can. Believe you can, and you're already halfway there. Once again, the power of the mind cannot be questioned. You can write down anything you want. Goals and aspirations tend to look good on paper, but if you lack the belief from within, that motivation, that motivational drive from within, it will be impossible for you to accomplish anything at all whatsoever. So as we go through the course of the month of Ramadan, I want you to pay attention. Bring your life under the microscope. Look at things from different perspectives. You never know. By doing that, you may get a clearer picture of the direction that you should be heading. And Almighty Allah will continue to bless you in every possible manner. Remember that the way you live your life, the perspective you select, is a choice you make every single day when you wake up. It is your decision to make. May Allah bless you this day. May this day of fasting be easy upon you. And may Allah continue to guide us. May He protect us from all evils, from all dangers, and from all harms. And may He accept all of our efforts as we continue on with the journey of the holy month of Ramadan.
Mountains of Mecca, what can you say of the day that Abraham passed your way? And he was instructed by God to build a house of peace where people will pray, and they will come on every lean camel and out of every ravine for the purpose of praising Allah, to glorify Allah. Oh, mountains of Mecca, what can you tell of the day that stones from the sky fell, destroying an army determined to break the house of Allah that Abraham built. O mountains of Mecca, how was the dawn on the day that my prophet Muhammad was born? How did it feel knowing he was to be the last and most beloved of all? Rasul of Allah, Nabi of Allah. O mountains of Mecca, you were there when the Prophet Muhammad climbed down in despair. Engraved in his heart were the words of his Lord. To all of mankind this was his call. La ilaha